FNL Vintage. Retro runway footage. Resurfaced interviews. And style archives. Revisit iconic collections. And celebrities. Of fashion seasons past.
What were your thoughts on the collection?
My thoughts on this collection I just left was it was the best of the week. That was Chatter Ralph Rucci. There's a lot of good, exciting, new changes this week. And the best that I've seen were Carolina Herrera, which was on Monday, and Isabel Toledo for Anne Klein, which was earlier today, and just now Chatter Ralph Rucci.
So what have you been up to?
What I've been working. Yeah.
Are you excited that you're here at the tent watching? You've been watching several shows throughout the week.
No, I just flew in last night and I'm here to see Carmen. He's a friend of mine. Mm-hmm.
And what advice would you give to people that would be interested in following in your footsteps? You're an actress. I mean, you've done so many things.
Get training and do as much as you can in terms of production. If you want to be an actor, be trained.
Are there any other projects that you're working on that you could tell us about?
Besides being on Ugly Betty every week, I've got a movie called My Brother coming out next month, and another one called And Then Came Love that comes out in April.
You looked stunning, and you're very, very, very beautiful, just to let you know.
Oh, thank you.
So, how does it feel just to be you? A lot of people are crazy about you, and tell me what you're up to.
Well, tonight I'm going to be singing at the after party. I'm working on an album, so you'll see me perform tonight.
So how did you enjoy the Betsy Johnson show?
Oh my gosh, her show's the funnest. There's just very few designers that have the spunk and can do a freaking cartwheel on the stage. What? That was intense. I wanted to do one with her, but my heels are like 6 inches, and I thought I might break an ankle. It was a great show. It was incredible. It was inspired. It was amazing. It was fun. I love watching her models too. I don't know, maybe she just tells them to actually have life in their body, but they seem like they're really having fun with it.
Compared to the other ones that they walk out like they're half dead.
Yeah, you're kind of like, you feel like they're zombies, but I just feel like everybody has a lot of fun with this show, and that's the thing that you don't see a lot. Her clothes are inspired and interesting and not fully sane, and I love that. I love that. It's great.
What are you wearing?
Betsy Johnson.
See, I tried to get a Betsy Johnson dress, but I'm not drag, and it wouldn't fit. I'm too tall, so it just didn't work out.
Maybe you could get some kind of a skirt situation. If you
I have a very long legs.
Yeah, see, you could do it. Some of those stockings I was seeing that they were rocking, you could wear those.
So what's the new projects you're working on? What's happening in the future?
I just did a film called Spring Breakdown with Parker Posey and Amy Poehler and Rachel Dratch. It's like a girl comedy, and a couple movies, an independent film coming out called Stephanie Daly with Tilda Swinton, and just sort of doing a lot of love work right now, which is great with film.
Well, thank you very much for your time. What have you been up to?
I'm actually here in New York doing a film.
Tell me about it.
Believe it or not. It's called Brooklyn in Manhattan. Jc.Chasez, that I worked with on Soul Plane, is directing it, so we're working together again. And it's a thriller about a bunch of kids who get caught up in a drug deal and it goes wrong, and the only way to get away is to use the subway systems to get back to Manhattan from Brooklyn. And let me tell you, we took an 8-hour track class to learn how to run underneath subway systems and not get electrocuted by the third rail. So we're doing it ourselves.
Oh my God. So there's no stunt doubles. It's all you.
Okay, well, no, there are stunt doubles, but we still...
What was your stunt double?
What?
Me. Yeah, me.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
That's not funny. No, we do have stunt doubles, but we're very proud of the fact that we took this class and that we now know how to run safely on the subway system.
So now after the movie, if you need to run away from any cops or any type of...
Oh, yeah.
You know where to go and how to go.
I'm not stoppable. I know all the routes underground now. It's not possible.
What have you been up to? Tell me all the different things you've been up to. Your mom had said some things earlier, but
A little bit of everything. Just really excited about the album. I actually just landed from LA. Album is coming out amazing. I'm very, very excited. Actually working on the release of Resident Evil 3 also, which is coming out in September. So I'm really happy, very
everyone
excited.
has to go on and check that movie out, right?
Exactly.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Aubrey, you look wonderful. What are you wearing?
Thank you. I'm wearing Betsy Johnson from head to toe.
And your eyes are even matching your dress too. It's amazing.
I feel like Betsy would only want it that way.
Can you twirl for us so we can see what you're wearing? Look how elegant and beautiful she looks. Her dress even matches her eyes and your makeup.
Yes, it does.
And then I saw you, I think you had golden shoes. Is that, can we see
Yeah.
your shoes?
My fabulous Betsy shoes, they're the ultimate party girl
Now,
shoes.
do
and
you
I
ever
love
like
them.
tap them together and say, no place like home, no place like home, no place like home?
Yeah, it takes me home when I can't find a cab.
I try that too, especially as cold as it is outside right now.
Maybe when we leave.
So what are you up to now?
We're getting ready to go on tour with Christina Aguilera in a week. We have Grammys, and we're doing a pre-party with Justin Timberlake, Nelly Furtado, and Timbaland.
That sounds really, really fun. And I don't think it's as cold as it is here in LA.
Oh, and I love New York, but I can't wait to get home to non-5 jackets a day.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Barbara. Of course, Oscar is amazing. What did you think about his collection this season?
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was one of the best because the daytime clothes are so lovely and easy and practical, and the gowns are simply beautiful. A lot of fur this year. I didn't. That's news to me that so many things are trimmed with fur.
Maybe that was inspired by the 8 degrees outside we're having right now.
Today we could use every one of them. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
So, Carol, it's nice to see you on the runway again.
Yeah, even if it is to do an interview.
Right. Can you give our viewers some do's and don'ts really quick?
Do's and don'ts for what?
What to wear and what not to wear. Just a little
Never,
quick-
you know what? No more shoulder pads. Let's get rid of the shoulder pads and really way too low jeans. I mean, somewhere around the hip area is good, but when it's at the top of your crack, forget it. Too low. And you know what? Really, really see-through with nothing underneath or a really ugly bra underneath is a no-no too.
Now, there's this controversy going on. Skinny models, fat
Right.
Tell me what you think. And then I overheard you saying to someone that you read a book. So tell me about the
Well,
book.
I wrote a book called Eating in the Raw, and it talked about how I was able to maintain my weight by eating foods prepared raw or prepared differently than most foods are prepared. And it's nutritioned me very well. It's kept me extremely thin without being starving.
Kat, last time we talked to you, it was actually the Baby Fat show at the tents, but now we're a little bit away from the tents. Tell me what's up now. What's all new?
Well, now I'm signed to Epic Sony, Cataluna, and right now I'm working on my album that's coming out this year. The latest April, I'm gonna have a single out for you guys. I'm actually wrapping it up right now, so I took a little break to come and see Baby Fat. So.
Okay, I have an idea. I'm Rocco G. Why don't you spit out a line really quick with Rocco G? Something in there. Give me a little sample.
Oh, well, I really can't right now because I wanted to be your surprise. It's a different, crazy sound that I'm coming out with, so I don't.
Everyone has to make sure you go out and buy that record when it comes out. When is it supposed to come out?
Well, the record, we're shooting for, and I know it's going to be for fourth quarter or probably before, but a single's coming out the latest April, so look out for it and just look at go to Epic and look for Cataluna, Epic Sony, and you'll see me there. Woohoo! Pictures.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what have you been up to?
My record just came out less than a week ago, and we've just been really, really busy promoting that, and I'm actually going to do TRL right after this, so just in my little time, we're trying to fit in the fashion shows. So.
How are you enjoying the 8-degree freezing weather in Florida? I flew up from Florida. You probably came in from where, LA?
Came from LA, and it's like supposedly 80 or 90 degrees there. It's freezing. I'm like, but I'll wear tights.
Look what she's.
I'll do anything to wear cute tights. I'm so into the tights right now.
Yeah, they're sexy. They're very sexy.
They're cute, right?
So what inspired you when you were sitting there working, with the producers you were working with and everyone that you worked with and everyone that you collaborated with to do your album?
What inspired me to make the record? Well, I mean, I always knew I wanted to make a rhythm, mostly just a pop record, which has a little bit of soul and R&B in it. But there's a lot of tracks on it that are just really fun and upbeat and up tempo. Kind of just allow people to get to know me a little bit better. And then there's also those really good ballads that kind of just, they're the take you home ballads. They have the passion and the
passion,
the dramatic, the dramatic ending note.
Right.
I mean, not quite that crazy, but yeah, it's a pretty well balanced record. It's I'm really proud of it. I'm really, really proud of it. And we made the record that I wanted to make, and I was just really fortunate that I got all these people at the label to support me who didn't even know me really as an artist yet.
How'd you like the show?
I thought it was great. It had a lot of energy, but her show always does. There's some really cute things and things that, even things that I could wear, which are good, you know. And I always find, I'm wearing her now.
Oh, could you spin for us so we can see, we get a pan up and look, she's wearing Betsy Johnson, very beautiful. Okay. And have you heard about that controversy that's going on with the skinny models? They want the plumper model. What's your take on that?
I think that everyone, you know, you take pictures of them and then they have all the fashion faux pas and things, and everyone is so under the microscope. I come from a decade when we emerged that we really didn't care what anybody thought, and it's unfortunate that any kind of individuality is stamped out. Yeah, girls tend to get really, really skinny when they think, you know, because they're self-conscious about their weight. And I don't know, our image of what we think beauty is a little warped and demented, so.
I agree with you. Now, you're an icon in the music industry. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people, they're trying to get involved in it. What would your advice be to those people out there that are trying to break in?
Oh, I think you got to do what it is that you do with a vengeance. Don't listen to anybody who tells you no. And if you can see yourself there, then you can do it no matter what it is. It's how you see yourself that makes you succeed, not how other people see you. It's unimportant. It's what's in your mind and where you're going.
I agree with you 100%. Thank you so much. What's going on? Your new projects, you said you wanted to...
I mean, you know, I got my CEO collection just launched. It's in the stores. I got it on. My beautiful wife got it on. You see what I'm saying? Very chic, you know. Rachel's line, you know, she's doing big things. We're very happy with the evolution of her clothing line. Pro-Keds, you know, that's really it. Oh, Pro-Keds clothes launch next fall.
So, right here in New York?
Right here in New York.
We're going to have to come cover it then.
Come cover that.
All right, now how about the music? Tell me about the music.
I fell back from the music for a little while. I think I want to focus on the fashion and the movies. So, you know, I let the music business do what it does. I already made history. I don't need to do that anymore. So I want to make history in fashion and movies right now. I just sold this movie called Weapons up at Sundance. So that's looking good too, so look out for that. So it's all gravy.
Thank you very much. Debbie, are you enjoying New York Fashion Week so far?
I actually just got here yesterday. I went to Isabel Toledo's show for Anne Klein and Jeffrey Costello because both of them are very old friends of mine. That's the only shows I'm going to.
How about the weather? It's kind of cold, right?
Well, I'm a New Yorker and who lives in Los Angeles, so when I come back, it's like weather for me. You know,
I get I'm happy to be home.
Yeah, I get to wear my sweaters and my gloves. I like it, actually.
So what have you been working on recently?
Well, I had a baby recently.
Congratulations.
So, thank you very much. So I've been working on that and Entourage, obviously, and you know, a few independent films here and there. But it's been, you know.
You have a boy, a girl.
What's another girl? It's my second. Her name is Julia.
And how many pounds? How long?
Well, now she's like 20-something, but she was 8 when she was born. Wow. I don't know how long she was. I don't remember.
Does she have your eyes?
Yes. She has my
really
eyes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Yes, she is. I think so.
So, what are your plans? Do you have any projects that are coming up in the future that maybe people can go watch or anything like that happening?
Not really. Just Entourage is airing again. I forgot the date, but soon. And, you know, I'll be on something. So, okay. Yeah.
How are you doing, beautiful?
I'm great, thank you. All is well.
How did you enjoy the?
I'm warm the way I'm dressed.
How did you enjoy the show?
Oh, it's fantastic. Betsy is, just a wonderful energy, and it shows in her designs. And I think this is one of the more sophisticated collections that she's ever had, and it's really beautiful. There's a lot of things in it that I would wear. I already told her. And
Betsy, you gotta give her some clothes.
exactly, give. And, she's just a great, bright light. We're both cancer survivors, and so that's how we forged an alliance, and I can't say enough good things about her.
You know what? My mom is too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of cancer did she have?
She had CLL. It's a leukemia cancer of the blood.
Oh, and how many years well is she?
Actually, she just went into remission a few months ago.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Well, give her my best.
I will. She's deaf, so I'll sign it to her. But what advice could you give to people out there?
Never heard my voice.
No, she hasn't heard anyone's.
Lucky her.
No, well, that's your trademark. Everyone loves it.
No, it's true. When people say, "Oh, it's so good to hear your voice," I think, "Oh, the spell isn't broken yet."
So what advice would you give to people out there that are going through it right now? They're getting the treatments and they're not yet in remission. What advice?
Well, I think that, you have to just put one foot in front of the other. You can't become infantile. You have to become like the general of the battle if you want to win the war. Take control, organize everything, be in charge of all the medical staff. Always have people with you. Forge your own little group of supporters who love you, that are going to make sure that every detail is handled. Take test results yourself and bring them to the next place, so you're not dependent on offices and staff that aren't only thinking about you. Because when the doctor calls and tells you have cancer, at the end of the day, he goes home and eats dinner with his family, and you go home and eat your heart out with yours. So ultimately, it's your responsibility to take control. And I tell you, I'm not glad I had cancer. I don't wish it on anyone, but I am better for it. There are silver linings. You have to look for it, but then when you do, you can turn lemons into lemonade too. I have, and it's made a world of difference, because turning pain into purpose heals.
Right. Well, thank you. And
I just got a bill passed in Washington, by the way, that the president just signed into law, the Gynecologic Cancer Education and Awareness Act, first of its kind in U.S. history. So you see?
awesome. Is there any websites that people can go to and get more information about this type of stuff?
We're building the website now, but it'll be called the Cancer Schmanza Movement, Cancer Schmanza website. So, and probably, there'll be a number of ways to find
We
it.
have to put a link on our site to that site.
Yes, okay, that would be nice.
And what have you been up to personally with your career and the acting?
Well, I'm finishing writing a screenplay. I'm developing a daytime talk show. I just signed a 2-book children's deal with Dutton Books, and I did a Neil LaBute play. I did a Law and Order, and now I'm going to do a new show called Thank God You're Here.
I'm here. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a sketch comedy show for NBC, so I'm going to do a guest on that.
George, we're here sitting front row. Tell me your take thus far on Fashion Week.
I think it's very subdued this year. I don't think it is as frenetic as in years past. And maybe that's a good thing for the fashion industry.
And give me some do's and don'ts. You've been in the industry for a long time.
Do go to the shows you're invited to, and don't go to the shows you're not invited to.
Thank you very much. So, how do you feel about Fashion Week this season? You're seeing all the models going up and down and different types of wardrobe.
Show is always important because every magazine needs this show to produce all this issue for a season. But more and more, the fashion show become a big event, because you could see not only people of the business, but you have also people from the show business. And I think you get the thing that everybody that's good have interest in fashion. That's why we are excited. If people like fashion, they probably love Elle magazine also at the same time.
He's trying to say go buy Elle magazine too, right?
I have to say that too, because I work.
So what advice would you give to our viewers that want to become models? Because you're a very famous fashion photographer, and you work with all the supermodels, all different types of models. So what advice would you give?
About modeling, I don't know if I give any advice about modeling, because could be the best, could be the worst. People say they have something to do with luck. I don't trust in luck. If it's just about your look, sometimes it's not enough. I think it's more a mix about who you are, your style, and many things. But giving advice is extremely difficult, especially in modeling, because as you know, models now have a big competition with all the celebrity. We take a big chop of the work which they was doing in the past. But the work is becoming more and more difficult for them. I'm not going to say about, some people say they're too skinny, to something. I never make any comment about that, because I don't think it's fair. But I think if somebody wants to go become a model, and modeling is a very strong personal decision you take.
So what do you think about the Heatherette show?
I loved it. It's exciting, it's entertaining. We love the Men of the Poor as the Glenda the Good Witch. I mean, you couldn't pick a better witch. And I thought she was amazing. Some wearable, outrageous pieces that I could wear with a pair of jeans and a pair of pumps. Great energy, exciting, and wishing they could close Fashion Week.
Now, yeah, I agree with you, because it was quite a spectacular.
And it just won't stay probably long enough to watch it. But I think it'd be great if they closed it.
So how did Kimura walk on the last?
Well, I gave her 15 minutes of a quick lesson in the back, because she was one of my students way back in the day, so I had to give a little refresher course. And with her refresher course, I thought she did quite well. I would have wanted her to be a little more over the top, but I think she just pulled back just a bit. I mean, hasn't been on the runway in years.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe next time.
Well, thank you very much, Dan. Okay, so tell me about the Paris thing, because a lot of people say they didn't sit down and read your whole bio on your website like I did, but I want to know about you.
Well, you know, when you're in fashion, Paris is really the epicenter of everything. It's where you want to be. It's where fashion began and all of that. So to be there, to be immersed in that culture, to be immersed in the fashion culture was absolutely essential for what I do, as not only as a stylist, but as a television host, and meeting and working with different designers and all of that. So it was essential that everybody who's in this business travel to Europe.
So JC, the last time we talked, you were about to drop the album. Now I can't change the freaking radio without hearing your song, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very
It's
much.
awesome. So I wanted to talk to you about your music.
Okay.
Are you happy? Of course, you're happy with your success. So to ask you that would be.
Yeah. No. I mean, you know, the first single is literally out. You know, as of right now. You know, and we're building towards releasing the record in the spring, which is March, April. But you know, again, the song was co-produced by Justin and co-written by Justin, who is setting the world on fire right now. But it's a great song. It's a great story. You know, the track feels good, so it's a lot of fun.
When are we going to see the whole album released?
Again, March, April. The tentative title for the album is called Kate, which is an imaginary person I made up as a muse for this record. You know, everybody gets creative in their own way, and this was the path for this album, and so it's exciting.
Now, do you have a fan website that people can go to get a lot more information about
For sure. You know, you can go to either Jc.Chasez.net, or you can go to my MySpace page, which is Jc.Chasez. Obviously at MySpace.
All right, and what tips would you give our viewers? Oh, how about this? Let me ask you about the music, because you guys went through a lot of stuff in Orlando when you first started coming, and I think you guys went to different. You auditioned, right? Something with Lou, and that's a long story. I forgot what it is, but I wanted to ask you because a lot of people are trying to get involved in the music industry. Yeah. So, what advice would you give to all those people that are trying to get involved in it? Some of them may think it's easy, some may not, but what advice?
Don't kid yourself. It's never easy, and you really just have to love what you do. You have to be passionate about it, because it will consume your whole life. Like some jobs, you can go to work from 9 to 5 and leave your work at work. This isn't that kind of job. You know, you're on 24/7 from the time you walk out of the front door to the time you go to sleep. You know, you're eating, sleeping, and breathing music. In some way, shape, or form, because music affects everyone. And so it is a full-time job, so make sure that you love it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I want to know about the collection, the colors, the fabrics, the mood, the feeling.
The whole thing. Well, but we're a Japanese brand. That's our origins. And we also have a very strong denim heritage. So essentially that's what we're about. We're about vintage denim styling from Japan with a lot of influence from old America from the 50s. So we're not so fashion-led, really. We're quite unchangeable. We always stick with just good quality clothing from the vintage era, which we reproduce and add our own twist to. That's what we're about, really. Right. So you'll always see Japanese influences in what we do, because that's what we're about.
And what advice would you give to other designers that are trying to make it in this industry? It's crazy, you know.
Well, there's many designers doing good, and as well as us. I mean, what are you talking, like young designers?
Yeah, like people that are in high school that they watch TV and they say, I want to be a designer when I grow up.
Well, you know, when you first start, you find you get a lot of criticism, and you know, you get a lot of setbacks. If you're prepared to overcome those and just keep going, you improve every season, and then you get to where you want to be. You just got to keep going and don't let anyone knock you back.
All right, and anytime someone tells you no, they're just jealous of you and envious, and they don't want you to succeed. So you got to keep going and going and never give up.
What you're doing and just keep going with it. Yeah, definitely.
Got it. Thank you very much for your time. I'm standing here backstage with someone very special, but first I wanted to say, normally you see me interviewing celebrities and designers, but you really never know what happens backstage. So I have Joseph, he's one of the security supervisors, and I wanted to talk to him about what happens backstage when the celebrities come through, which is something you guys don't see. So he's going to give us an insight. So Joseph, before all the madness and craziness happens out there on the runways, what really happens back here? What's the procedure? How does it work?
Well, a celebrity with good promotional people will let us know in advance they're coming, give us an approximate time. We will meet them outside on the curb, because usually the sidewalk the walk through the park is filled with paparazzi. We'll escort them in. If we don't know they're coming, we usually know by the screams and the flash bulbs going off, and we'll rush to the door. We'll get them in the door. We'll get them into the venue that they need to be in. turn them over to somebody from PR who will have their seat within the venue. Will know where they're seated and get them to their seats.
So tell me, what have you been up to?
Actually, just this week we've been preparing for the show. I'm modeling for Tadashi this afternoon, and just through fittings and meeting some of the other models. This morning we got up at the crack of dawn to get the hair and makeup done, and so we're kind of lagging, but I think as soon as we get on the stage it'll get a little better.
And at least it's heated because it's like 28 degrees outside.
Oh, that was my worst fear this morning when I got dressed. I was telling my room and I said, I have got to dress warm because I know if I'm sitting there getting my hair and makeup done in the freezing cold, it's not going to be a good day.
I was actually in LA a couple weeks ago being shot for some publicity pictures, and I think it was like 38, and we were in Santa Monica Beach or somewhere, and I was in the water freezing.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. I think the cold's worse than the heat, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm from Florida too, so it's nice and warm down there.
I'm from Houston, so I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
Artie, thank you very much. I'll see you. Kelly, so how are you doing this cold evening in New York City?
I'm trying to stay warm, you know. My Hawaiian blood isn't letting me warm up over here.
I'm from Florida too, so I'm
It's okay though. I've got this beautiful little fur on me. It's
keeping you nice and
helping.
warm.
It's helping.
So what are you up to these days?
I'm on a new show for ABC called In Case of Emergency, Wednesday nights, 9:30. Don't watch American Idol, watch our show.
That was a plug.
No, it's a really great night of comedy, you know, like ABC's got this whole night of comedy now on Wednesday nights, and we're so lucky to be a part of it.
Are there any projects in the future that you can't tell us about, but I want to hear anyways?
No.
We're all under a tight lip and we can't hear anything. Artie.
Get me in trouble. I almost got fired once like that.
Kelly, here at Fashion Week, we're about to watch a Tracy Reese show. How are you doing today?
I'm so excited to see Tracy Reese. She's actually one of my favorite designers. So
She's a really nice person too.
she was so sweet. I got a chance to meet her backstage, and she was just awesome. What a beautiful spirit.
So what have you been up to?
I've been in the studio recording my sophomore solo record for the past year, and it's been an amazing process for me. I'm so excited about this record. I've had a lot of creative input on this record. I call it my baby because it's just.
That's the name, My Baby?
No. The record, the record is titled Miss Kelly, but I mean I call it my baby because I just put so much of myself into it. So I'm really excited.
And when's the release date?
June. The month is June, and the single will be out in about a week or two.
So everyone make sure you go out and buy that single. I'm sure it's going to be hot.
Thank you.
Now, is there a website people can go on to get more information?
Yes, it's welovekelly.com.
See, welovekelly.com. It's going to be like that. welovekelly.com. Now, what are you wearing today?
This is Tracy Reese, and I have just Lorraine Schwartz diamonds kind of draped over it. They're both my favorites. I can't wait to see Tracy's line today. I actually asked her what was her inspiration, and she told me, you know, she was inspired by colors in a room, a specific room with colors. So I can't wait to see what she's going to do.
And what would the do's and don'ts be for our viewers out there?
Do's and don'ts for
Do's and don'ts concerning what to wear, what not to wear.
what to wear. I say you have to feel comfortable in whatever you wear. It doesn't matter what, I don't think it really matters what you should and shouldn't wear. You should just feel comfortable. You should feel confident and sexy and beautiful.
I wanted to ask you if you've been enjoying yourself during Fashion Week.
I have. My show was probably one of the first ones up, so it's over now, and I'm calm, and I have this whole week to sort of
Relax, chill, look at other shows.
take in some shows, exactly.
Can you give our viewers some do's and don'ts
About what?
about style, about nays
Do
and yes?
whatever you want. Don't give a what anybody says. Do what makes you feel great. Don't talk to haters, and do always wear a smile.
All right, so Kristen, what have you been up to?
Well, recently I just did my solo concert at the Met. I'm currently on Broadway in the Apple Tree and working on developing a pilot for television and working on my third record for Sony Classical, so I'm a little busy.
Do you have like a fan-based website that people can go get more information
Oh
on?
yeah, www.kristenchenoweth.com. Check it out. There's also a web site fan club called Glitter. I think I gathered a lot of fans when I did the show Wicked, so that's where you can go check it out.
What advice would you give to all the people out there that are trying to follow in your footsteps? You know, say they're in middle school, they're in high school, and they say, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like you and be on Broadway, so on and so forth. What advice would you give to them?
I would say if you can't see yourself doing anything else, whether it's business, performing, being a doctor, whatever it is, then you go for it. If you can't see yourself doing anything else and being happy. But if you can see yourself doing anything else and being happy, that maybe your passion lies in other areas and you should explore it. But if if performing is what you want to do, and that's it, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't, because I have a very unique speaking voice. I'm 4'11", I'm tiny, and it's been working out okay for me, so just go for it.
So what do you think thus far?
Well, I think it's an interesting season. I think there's just a lot of stuff, and everybody seems to be doing different looks. I've seen some 60s, I've seen some 30s, some 20s, and some like 80s. So I think it's kind of very diverse for, for women. So I guess that's good. You'll have a lot to choose from.
Right.
That's a good thing. It's
Different
good.
cuts, different patterns, bold, not bold.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of black and simple colors, and then I see lots of pattern and chiffons and, lighter fabric. So it's really a mix.
So give me some really quick do's and don'ts. Because you've been in this business for a long time.
Well, I just think, do what you feel like doing. Wear what you want. Be yourself. Have fun and enjoy yourself. And just don't be uptight about fashion. That's the only don't I have, And look in the mirror before you leave. Look in the mirror before you leave. That's really important.
Are you excited to see a show?
I'm always excited to see Naeem's show. I've been a big fan. My next door neighbor introduced me to him, and I've been in love with him ever since.
So we're talking to him backstage, and he said that it's very glam. I mean, the pieces are amazing.
Fabulous. I can't wait.
So are you sad that the last season of Sopranos is coming up now?
Yes, it's very sad. It's been a great show. It's been creatively interesting, and was nice that the public and critics loved it. So yeah, it's sad.
And what are your plans after?
Well, there's a whole bunch of things going on. I have a whole line of Italian imported wines.
Hey, look at that. See, I'm Italian too.
I wish I had imported men. I would have picked you.
Thank you.
All is good. I'm getting a whole bunch of scripts, so that's exciting.
So you have a lot to pick from. The Sopranos is a success, and all these people are giving you offers here and there.
I have no complaints.
Well, give me some fashion do's and don'ts. Based on your personal style.
I happen to love women who dress in what makes them feel good. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't have to have any rhyme or reason. If it works for them and they're comfortable and they wear it well, I love it.
And then I see this amazing necklace on you. Is that Judith Ripka?
Yes, it is. Stella has one too, but she left hers at home. I wore mine.
Stella, che fai? That means what are you doing? What are you doing in Italian?
Not much. Hanging out.
Hanging out with Mama?
She's going to she leaves tomorrow to Seattle to do her first movie.
Wow. So Stella, does your mom make some good pasta at home?
No, she's the worst cook ever.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll have to send you to my nonna and collaborator, and she can teach you how to make some
I
sauce.
would love that.
Sender.
So Lydia, I see you among the fashion shows everywhere. Tell me what's going on.
Gosh, well, I work full-time in fashion as a fashion model. I'm here walking the shows, I'm here watching the shows, I'm designing, and I'm actually co-chairing and foundering of a huge event that's going to close out the Fashion Week here in New York this season.
Tell me a little bit about the event.
The event that I'm doing is Designers for Darfur, which obviously I'm sure you're aware of the crisis that's taking place in Darfur, and essentially the event has brought together over 70 designers, all of which have created one custom gown or suit for the show. We're going to have about 30 to 40 models, and some of the old supermodels are going to be coming back both in the front row and on the catwalk. And everyone's going to be wearing a custom, one-of-a-kind piece, and it's actually, there are no tickets, it's all RSVP, so anybody and everybody can attend. And we're going to raise money by having eBay, we have their full backing, and they're actually going to auction off all the clothes, and for the first time ever, they're going to have a video of the show. So it's going to be like a YouTube video on eBay.
That's on the 9th, right?
Yes, February 9th, 9 p.m. at Roseland Ballroom.
Yeah, we're going to be there, so we're going to have to talk to you there, too.
Of course. I'm actually, and it's fun because I'm there, big screen is going to come down and it's going to have Malcolm and I talking and thanking everybody for attending and speaking a little bit about the cause. And then I will be opening the show in a piece that I designed collaboratively with Heatherette.
And then what inspired you for that piece?
Well, all the clothes actually consist of the colors green, red, yellow, and black. And mine is, I don't know if I should give it away, but I'll be wearing.
You can actually tell me that night. When I talk to you that night, we'll tell you.
Okay.
Let's stand up. I want to ask you what you're wearing. So what are you wearing today?
I am wearing a dress by my good friend Tiffany Corey, and then I'm wearing another one of my best friend's jewelry, Leah Sophia.